Hello Sages! Welcome to Sage Advice for Daily Life, held every Monday and Wednesday live on Facebook. This is a weekly wellness experience created just for you. Today we'll be discussing a visualization tool that can help you reduce stress and feel more calm during COVID. So I'm Dr. Jen Martin. I'm a psychologist and I work at Sage Wellness in Gainesville, Florida. You may have seen the Facebook group that says, "View from my window." I love this because people around the world are connecting as they are describing the view and the picture that they see from their outside window. So as you leave a comment today, go ahead and post what your view is from your window today. I know for me, as I'm looking out the window, I see a metal trellis, and on the trellis there are all of these green vines all around, and really vivid green. And on a part of where those leaves are, there are these little delicate white flowers. It's a jasmine bush, and it has the most sweet smelling fragrant aroma, and I just love it. So hopefully that's a little visualization for you to see right now. So COVID has been an incredibly stressful time for all of us. You may have noticed changes with your own health problems or changes with the health of your loved ones. There's been a lot of uncertainty about the future as we aren't sure what the next steps will be or how this will impact us or how long it will last. There's been a loss and change in work, finances, not being able to see friends, weight gain, and a lot of grief about the canceled or rescheduled plans that we've had. In these stressful situations, our fight or flight system kicks in. This is our body's physiological response to a perceived threat. So what happens is we're going along, feeling pretty normal, and all of a sudden our fight or flight kicks in when we perceive a stressful situation. When it spikes like this, we have this activation in our body. So at that peak, we feel things like a racing heart, muscle tension. Also, we might notice that we're feeling more sweaty and more tense in our body. But once a stressful situation passes, we start to go back down to baseline. However, what we've been noticing lately is we are in a state of heightened stress, uncertainty, and anxiety. And so we peaked with our fight or flight, but instead of it going down, it's gotten pretty stuck for a lot of us. It's been in this chronic state. So visualization, one of the techniques we'll talk about today, is a way to manually start getting us a little lower and returning to baseline. Visualization is a really cool technique that I've been actually using since I was in probably junior high or high school. It is something that helps our physical bodies, it is something that improves our performance, and it's something that helps our psychological health as well. Our brain is actually unable to distinguish something that is imaginary versus something that's real. There are so many cool studies on the brain that show that when we are doing something in real life, like playing the piano, versus when we are imagining playing the piano, the same parts of our brains are activated and light up. So the body and the brain can't distinguish between what's real and what isn't. But mental practice, which is what visualization is something that can get you closer to your desired or your successful outcome. It helps a lot with performance because it's something that athletes use to help sharpen their focus and increase their confidence. I remember when I was doing gymnastics, before every gymnastics meet, I would close my eyes and I would sit and think about the routine I had coming up. What toe would I point at this point? How would I be moving my arms? And I would walk myself through my 10.0 perfect routine. This is the same thing again that Olympic athletes do, and my husband, who's a dentist, said that even he, before every single dental procedure, walks himself through and visualizes his desired perfect outcome for every client. Visualization is also great because it's a tool that helps improve our physical bodies and can help in assisting with healing. So they have studies that show that when someone's actually doing weight training versus when they are visualizing themselves doing the weight training, they both of those groups show an increase in strength over time. Also, there are studies that show that when we imagine eating certain types of food, and we can really savor and taste and try to enjoy the imaginary food we're eating, we actually have less of an appetite later for that food. Pretty interesting. So visualization is helpful in improving our psychological health as well. So studies really show that visualization reduces stress, it reduces anxiety symptoms, depression symptoms, and improves overall well-being. And this is a tool that I've used many times in therapy. So especially when someone has a phobia or a fear or something, then we create and do exposures in a very gentle, systematic way. But sometimes their fear is not something that we can practice in person. So for example, if someone has a fear of flying, it's a lot more difficult for us to actually get over to an airplane to practice. So we'll do visualization where they walk themselves through their perfect scenario of feeling confident and comfortable flying on an airplane. Visualization really is great because it helps redirect our attention to the feeling state that we want to have right now. And when we think about what we're all going through, the feeling states that we probably are wanting to cultivate are things like calm, groundedness, safety, relaxation. So again, it gives you something positive to focus on, and it helps to really build that sense of empowerment. Another great thing about visualization is it's free. It's this portable coping skill that we have at all times. So I hope today you'll learn something that for the rest of your life you can use, and within 3 to 5 minutes, immediately notice a change in your body. Something to remember about visualization is it takes a lot of repetition. When we're trying to overcome, especially a fear or worry that we've had about something, usually we've thought about that thing that we're most afraid of, our worst case scenario, many, many, many times, perhaps even hundreds or thousands of times. And so when we practice our visualization, we really want to get into the habit of doing that repeatedly so that our mind remembers, wait a minute, this really good or perfect outcome is another option and another way that things could play out too. When we're doing the visualizations, we want to make sure we do it for several minutes at a time minimum, and that we make it as vivid and real as possible. We want to try to weave in our 5 senses and even see if we can name things like the colors and the smells and the things that we are visualizing. So let's go ahead and shift into practice, and we'll practice one today, and then I'll give you 2 other techniques that you can practice at home. So go ahead and get into a position that feels comfortable. For most of us, we are going to be sitting upright in a position that feels dignified. We're going to have our feet planted on the floor, and we're going to have our hands resting gently on our lap. And we're going to go ahead and start and end today with the sound of the bell. So go ahead and take a deep breath, closing the eyes if you feel safe, or having a soft, hazy gaze on the ground. Breathing in through the nose and blowing out through a straw. As you breathe in, try to follow the air as it passes down through your chest, lungs, and into your belly. And make sure your exhale is the same length, if not longer, than the inhale, since that's what really slows the body down. Also, each time you inhale, I want you to imagine that you're a stick of butter and you are in the sun. And so each time you breathe in air, you get a little softer. And each time you exhale, you start to melt a little bit. And this might also relate to the tension you might be feeling in your body, in your neck, shoulders, so that each time you exhale, you feel a little more of that sense of calm and peace. You might also visualize a balloon in the belly. The balloon expands as you breathe the air deeply into your chest cavity, expanding the ribs. And as you exhale, the balloon deflates. And for the rest of the practice, allow your breath to be natural. Don't try to change it or adjust it, but just let it be exactly as it is. And next, I want you to bring into your mind's eye a very peaceful place. This could be a place that you visited before or seen in a picture, or it could be a place that you imagine. But you know that this place brings you that sense of peace, calm, and relaxation. So as you visualize the scene in front of you, I want you to notice, what can you see? What colors are present around you? What's moving versus what's stationary? What could you touch? And what would you feel? What sensations would be there? And what objects are further away that you might not be able to touch, but that you can see? Also, what do you hear? As you're in this scene, this peaceful place, what sounds are around you? Also, what do you smell? What other emotions are present? And how does your body feel? Feelings of temperature, weight, or tension. And slowly you'll hear the sound of the bell, remembering that you can return to this peaceful place at any point. It's always within you and always here. And slowly bring movement back into the fingers and toes, wiggling them, yawning, stretching, whatever you need as you slowly start to blink open your eyes. Great job, you practiced your first visualization. So go ahead if you want and type in the comments either what scene came to mind, what you imagined, or even what you noticed and felt in your body at the end of the practice. I did this with my husband the other day, and he said the visualization that came to mind was being on a sailboat, and he said for the first time he could really hear the waves hitting against the side of the boat, and I thought that was really beautiful. So I want to share 2 other types of visualizations that you can practice during the week. And you might set aside just 5 minutes or so to practice each one. So the first one is, I want you to visualize next, on your own time, a positive memory. A time in your life where you felt joyful, where you felt confident, when you felt like your best true self. So a positive memory. The second one is visualize the best case scenario to something you felt nervous about. So let's say you do have a fear of flying. You might find that you practice the visualization of walking onto the airplane, of seeing yourself feeling calm and collected as you find your seat and have an easy, successful flight and walk off with that calm and confidence again. You might find that you need to visualize your own health and safety during COVID, or imagining that happy, healthy outcome where we all come out feeling more renewed, restored, confident. You also might practice visualizing your performance on an upcoming exam or presentation you have, or even how it feels going to the dentist. There are so many different apps available online if you also prefer having someone guide you through a visualization. So check out Insight Timer, that's my favorite app. It's free and it has a lot of visualizations. Also on YouTube you can find a variety as well. Or if you have any requests about a visualization you'd like me to do, put it in the comment and I'd be happy to record one for you. The next video that I'll be doing will be about improving sleep during COVID. For a lot of us, we've had a lot of disruptions in our sleep routine, and so hopefully this will be a really helpful tool to get back more on track with that. So thanks for being here, Sages. It was a delight to see you today, and I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye.